Malaguzzi, who's the founder of the Reggio Emilia approach to early education, believed that there were three teachers of children. One of those is adults, the other is other children, and the third one is the physical environment. For this reason, I'm very conscious of the environment as the third teacher and the role that it plays in a child's learning. I believe strongly that our environment has a great influence on how we feel and on how we behave, not just as children, but also as adults. And we really need to think about what values we want to communicate through our classroom environment. So the environment should really reflect our image of the child. So one of these values is that the child is a capable learner, and that is a message that is communicated as soon as the child enters our room. We provide glass jars and clay pots to hold writing materials. We have access to mirrors, mosaic tiles, glass gems. All these things let the children know that we think that they are responsible of using those materials. I also wanted to create a home away from home for my students, one that connects them to their families. And so we created a family tree, and at our Meet the Teacher night, parents came in and were given the opportunity to write some positive words of encouragement or some wishes for this child on one of the leaves that then was put onto the tree with their family picture. I think it's important to create an inviting learning environment. I have chosen to provide primarily natural loose parts. Now, loose parts are open-ended materials that empower creativity. Things like tree cookies, cork, rocks, gems, mosaic tiles. And with loose parts, an object can become anything they want it to be. So, we have lots of creative things happening with the loose parts. As part of creating an inviting learning environment, we often provide provocations, and what a provocation is simply an invitation to learn. So over here we have a Lego patterning provocation. So we've just put out several different Lego blocks with the prompt, can you build a pattern with Lego? And we'll see what they do, see if that intrigues some interest with them. So you did a blue, white pattern, and then a red, blue pattern, and then a white and yellow pattern. So if you've used two different attributes, what kind of pattern is that? An AB pattern. So you've made three different AB patterns, haven't you? We try and encourage creativity, so we set out a provocation today with some beautiful, colorful flowers that we brought in, fresh cut flowers. And the question is, what do you see? So I've provided watercolors for the children and some black Sharpies for the drawing, and we'll see if they can represent, do a representational drawing of what they see. Patterning currently in math. So I said, I like to use natural materials with the children. So here is a provocation where I've provided some mosaic tiles, some natural materials, and some mirrors, and we'll just see what kind of patterns they can come up with or what they use the materials for. As you can tell by the space of the room, actually it's not a large room. So I would prefer to have more area for the students to explore and learn than to sit at a table. Because certainly my feeling is that they can do their learning and their writing anywhere in the room, so we don't need to be sitting at a table or a desk to do that. So we have enough seating for lunches, and other than that, that's it. We don't need any more tables. In our classroom, we have a variety of classroom pets. We have a number of snails that the kids went back out in the fall and found in the garden. We have a class fish, and we also accessed a grant through PetSmart and got ourselves a classroom gecko, which is over in the aquarium over there. And so all those things are things that help to promote inquiry in the class and get the kids wondering and asking questions. All right, so with Halloween just having finished, we decided that we would try an experiment with our leftover pumpkins. So we proposed a question: will a pumpkin plant grow inside a pumpkin if we add soil, water, and sunlight? And we came up with a hypothesis that a pumpkin plant would grow in a pumpkin if we did those things. So we went ahead and followed our procedure, put soil in the pumpkin, and then we left it in the greenhouse. And lo and behold, the other day as I was walking by, do I not notice a sprout coming up? So that was good for a lot of inquiry yesterday. We used our inquiry journals to draw what we saw, and then we wrote about what we think and what we wonder, and we'll see where that goes. I talk with the kids all the time about how their job at school is to do thinking and learning. So they are so fortunate that they get to do their thinking and learning through play. And because we are a play-based program, we do encourage the play. But it is my feeling that that play needs to be intentional, because we need to be encouraging them to be thinking about what they're doing at all times. And the accountability piece in our class is that when they are thinking or learning, if they go to the Block Center, for example, they should be creating a plan for what they're doing or documenting after what it is they've made. So particularly for our kindergarten children, we have a daily writing hangs here board. And on our daily writing hangs here board, they need to have some kind of documentation up there every day. So whether it's a picture, a diagram, some type of writing to document what their learning was for the day, that is our goal. So it takes a while. It takes sometimes small group work. So sitting with a small group who is working at an activity, whether it be building or bookmaking, because we have some bookmakers in this class, and talking to them about what the expectations are and how can we represent our learning today by perhaps doing a plan, or by, sometimes with the kindergartens, it's even showing them how they can draw what it is they're representing, because even that is a new learning experience for some of them. And then when they can do that drawing, then we try and get them to incorporate some writing to go with it.
What's he playing? Give the dog if you give a dog a bone.
So what's he trying to do?
He's trying to get the number 83.
On where? What is that thing called?
The 10th frame.
Not a 10 frame. What is it, Camden?
The 100th frame.
100s chart, isn't it? So by knowing the patterns on the 100s chart, it makes it easier to find the numbers, doesn't it?
And it's fun too.
And it's fun too, is it, Camden?
Yep.
Good. In our classroom, we're also very fortunate enough to have some iPad minis that we can use to facilitate learning as well. So Mateo is using a GeoBoard app that we have, and he has created a pattern with the GeoBoard elastics. So what is your pattern, Mateo?
A-B pattern.
Yes, and you made a pattern using what attribute?
Color.
Color. Good job.